Hi guys, so we're gonna try out the camera quality on J5 2016. Okay, so front camera has 5 megapixel and it has f1.9 aperture, which means it can gain a lot of light when there is none. Also, this rear 30 megapixel camera has f1.9 aperture, which sounds pretty good. This is a lower chipset. This is a 410 Snapdragon, so you shouldn't expect much in terms of quality, but let's check it out. Okay, so all the applications are turned off right now. They're not working in the background. So it takes like 2 seconds or a second and a half, maybe sometimes 2.5 seconds to start up the camera for the first time. And if it's started in the background, it runs instantaneously. Snapping is also very fast, as you can see. And this is the interface. These keys are quite big, they're big enough. You have a direct key to switch from front to rear camera, which is great. And you have different ways of using the camera: automatic, professional, panorama. Panorama works quite nice. You have this for fast moving objects and beauty shots and stuff like that. In professional mode, you can adjust white balance, ISO, exposition. And in automatic settings, you have these quick settings for the resolution, flash, okay, some effects, and more advanced settings are here. Okay, so let's say the interface is quite easy to use. Those icons are big and it works fast, it snaps fast. Let's check out the photo quality first from the rear camera. So I transferred the images to the computer, and this is a rear camera shot, 13 megapixel. It looks quite nice when it's reduced to smaller resolution, so this is not a full 13 megapixel. Although you can see that it has a problem with the composition of exposition. This is too bright, the building and the sky, and this is too dark. You know, this photo I think looks good in ideal weather conditions, in ideal lighting conditions. You'll get pretty nice pictures. You'll be able to see people's faces, and for family usage, I think this camera is quite nice, quite good. In terms of quality, it's mid-range, maybe some better mid-range photo quality. In low light conditions or when you're indoors, like this one, photo is a little bit blurry and it has a little bit noise, so people's faces are not totally recognizable, but you have to snap a few more shots, you know, to get the perfect one. And the details don't look very nice. This is without flash, but still the image looks okay. It looks usable, and you know, in Photoshop or in some other program, you can adjust it. So this is a sunrise, and the picture is a bit shaky, so you have to take a little bit more photos. They'll be usable, but this is not something special. On more advanced smartphones, on flagship models, you'll get much better photos, sharper images in these conditions. And in total dark, this is focused well, but this is not focused well, so it has a problem with autofocusing. Here again, it didn't focus right. And this is the building, so it's not focused very well, but still the image is usable. Maybe you'll be able to recognize people's faces if you go outdoors on a night out with your friends. So rear camera is okay, it's good, maybe above the average, but nothing special. Video from the rear camera is shot in 1080p Full HD resolution. It's quite shaky, it doesn't have stabilization. It has some grain details on it, but it's usable. It's not poor quality, it's usable. So you know, if you need some video, nothing for YouTube, nothing for professional usage, but you know, it's okay. In lower light conditions, so this is directly to the sun, and it has problem with the compensation of the exposition. And now, as you can see, it's able to correct itself. So this looks better, but again, it has problems with focusing and exposition compensation. In low light conditions, this is early in the morning, it has again problem with focus, but somewhat it's usable video. And this is in total dark. It's not very usable, it's somewhat usable, so maybe you'll get some usable video from your night out. Okay, so let's move on to the front 5 megapixel camera for selfies. These are the selfies that I took in daylight. They look quite good. Details are sharp. I cannot see much noise. So photos look good for selfies in daylight. And in low light conditions, this is not low light conditions, this is indoors, so you have to take a bit more photos and they're not very sharp. So f1.9 doesn't help much here because the image is not quite sharp. You have to snap more images, but as you can see, they're all shaky. And you know, if you try harder, you'll get a good image. And in total dark, so this is at night, photos are usable, but you know, you'll get much better photos on Galaxy S7 or iPhone 6s or 6s Plus, so it's somewhat usable in low light. And full HD 1080p video in daylight looks pretty nice. It looks like it's stabilized, although it's not. But you know, it's not shaky as on the rear camera, and it looks pretty nice. It looks pretty usable for selfies, for video selfies. It has a wide angle. While in low light conditions, video is somewhat usable. Maybe from your night out you'll have memorable shots, but they're not some awesome quality. They're somewhat usable. You have shades, but again, I think that the front camera offers better video quality than the rear camera. So in the end, I'd say that front camera provides pretty nice selfies for this price range. Quite nice camera for selfies, while the rear is decent quality for family usage and stuff like that, but nothing superb. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to check all those photos on Gadget Compare in our review. You can see the samples. Check our review, check our other videos, subscribe to our channel, and see you some other time. Bye.